There's 3 things in life you can be certain of: death, taxes, and Uncle Joe putting his foot in his mouth. The self-proclaimed gaffe machine has been on overdrive since his announcement for the presidency. Whether you find his gaffes endearing or a source of mocking, it is nothing short of entertaining. For this list, All Things Top 5 will be focusing on the gaffes Joe Biden has made during his most recent run for the presidency. With over 40 years of experience in politics and over 40 years of gaffes, the only way we could narrow down to the top 5 is by focusing on Uncle Joe's 2020 presidential run. Number 5. New Hampshire is not Vermont. Nobody wants to have a Spinal Tap moment by calling a city by the wrong name.
We thought they knew how to rock in Shelbyville.
But nobody rocks like Springfield.
But poor Uncle Joe had that moment while visiting New Hampshire. While complimenting the state, he called the state of New Hampshire as Vermont.
But I've been here before that. I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. This is sort of a scenic, beautiful town.
Confusing which city you're in while on a US tour is par for the course when you're a rock star who plays in a new city every night. If you're a presidential candidate, it shows a lack of awareness, especially when you're trying to win votes from that state. Number 4. Truth over facts. In another speech in Iowa, Uncle Joe was giving a speech while praising the American spirit.
Even his supporters know who he is. We gotta let them know who we are. We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Uncle Joe didn't seem to realize that facts support the truth, generally speaking. Much to the president's delight, in an effort to question Uncle Joe's mental fitness, Trump managed to screw up the screw-up by tweeting, "We believe in facts, not truth." While trying to question Uncle Joe's mental fitness, 45 managed to get being wrong. Number 3. Poor kids are just as talented as white kids. During a speech in Des Moines, Iowa, in front of a group called the Iowa Asian and Latino Coalition, Uncle Joe discussed the importance of education in the 21st century. 20 minutes into his speech, Uncle Joe made his now infamous remark.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
After hearing the groans in the room, Uncle Joe quickly corrected himself and just started listing all the ethnic and social groups he could think of. When giving a speech in front of Asians and Latinos, it may be best not to imply they can one day be as talented as white kids. Number 2. 3-0-3-3-0. All eyes were on Uncle Joe ahead of the Democratic primary debate. As Biden delivered his closing statement, he declared,
"If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight. Thank you very much."
Uncle Joe appeared to mix up texting and going to a website. Although he quickly gave the correct information on his social media after the debate, the gaffe immediately turned into comedy on Twitter. This prompted one clever internet user to buy the domain joe33030.com, which redirects to Biden's actual campaign site, where the domain joe3030.com will send you to Pete Buttigieg's campaign website. Nothing appeals more to the youth vote than not knowing the difference between a text message and a website. Before we get to number 1, remember to subscribe to All Things Top 5 and ring the bell to be notified for our latest videos. Number 1. Asking for consent. Fresh off his allegations of inappropriate physical contact, Uncle Joe cracked a couple of jokes about consent. Uncle Joe took the stage at the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and hugged the union's president, Lonnie Stevenson. He then let his mostly male audience know that he had permission to hug Lonnie.
I just want you to know I had permission to hug Lonnie. We had permission. I don't know, man.
A few moments later, Uncle Joe invited a group of kids on stage, shook their hands, and then proceeded to put his arms around one child's shoulder, but not until making a similar joke.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
Coming fresh off an apology tour, this didn't help stop the creepy Uncle Joe memes. Do you agree or disagree with our list? Has Uncle Joe made any more gaffes since this video? Comment below and watch our other videos and subscribe to All Things Top 5.